So she broke barriers in a profession dominated by men in the early 1900s and lived an independent life as a lesbian in the Victorian era, no less. We're talking about Staten Island's very own Alice Austen. The famed photographer and Pix 11's Shirley Chan takes us inside the house, a museum dedicated to her life, her work, and her place in LGBTQ history.
Perched along the shoreline overlooking New York Harbor with the Verrazano Narrows Bridge in its line of sight, this charming cottage is nestled in a modern-day Staten Island neighborhood, yet what lies inside is a wealth of history. It was the home base for one of New York's most prolific and celebrated female photographers, who was also a pivotal figure in the LGBTQ+ movement.
She was a trailblazing photographer who left us an archive of nearly 8,000 images of a changing New York City, but also a personal archive of incredible photographs of her inner circle of female friends.
Victoria Monroe is the executive director of the Alice Austen House. She gave us a tour of the home in the Rosebank section. It's now a museum and a nationally registered site of LGBTQ+ history.
Alice had taken over 1,500 images, either from boats or of the water. Yeah. So she really did document this working waterway, which is still New York's entry.
Fearless in her profession, Austen was one of the first female photographers to work outside the studio. She would take up to 50 pounds of equipment with her to the streets of Manhattan to document the city's burgeoning immigrant community. Born in 1866, Austen was a young child when she moved here. Her grandparents had turned an old Dutch farmhouse into this Victorian cottage they named Clear Comfort.
So welcome to the Alice Austen House.
Glad to be here.
The original formal parlor remains, with photographs of the family and collections of Austen's letters. Her uncles, who gave her her first camera, helped build her this darkroom in the house to foster and encourage her work.
She really broke the boundaries of what was considered acceptable behavior for a Victorian woman. She engaged in so many different activities.
The home was not only a muse for Austen's work, it was also where she shared her life with her partner, Gertrude Tate. Alice and Gertrude lived in this home together for 30 years, and by all accounts, they lived out and proud and very much a part of this community.
I think it's really so important that we have examples of pre-Stonewall history. We have just done boundless amounts of work to bring Alice back out of the closet. She was never in it herself in her lifetime. It was others that thought that perhaps they were protecting her by not telling the full story.
Austen lost her wealth in the 1929 stock market crash and struggled for years to maintain the property. Ultimately, she lost it and in failing health moved to a city poorhouse. She died in 1952. The Friends of Alice Austen was formed and worked tirelessly to renovate the home and turn it into a living, breathing photographic museum that still stands today. I'm Shirley Chan for Pix 11 News.